Hey Cowboys Nation, let's go for another round of news from America's team. Watch until the end so you don't miss any news and sign up to stay tuned for everything that comes out about the Cowboys.
Trevon Diggs tweets reaction to Stefon's trade from Bills. The Buffalo Bills surprisingly traded star wide receiver Stefon Diggs to the Houston Texans on Wednesday, which caught Bills fans off guard and Diggs' brother, Trevon. Diggs has established himself as one of the better wide receivers in the league and has helped the Bills become one of the best teams in the AFC over the last few years. However, Stefon will join a young Houston Texans squad, which exceeded everybody's expectations last year with a rookie head coach, DeMeco Ryans, and rookie quarterback, C.J. Stroud. Stefon's younger brother Trevon, who is a starting cornerback for the Dallas Cowboys, didn't seem enthusiastic about the trade. The Cowboys cornerback took to Twitter and said, "Free number ones is crazy." The Cowboys defensive back is likely referring to the Texans' revamped receiver core, which now features Diggs, Nico Collins, and Tank Dell. Last season with the Texans, Collins and Dell became one of the more exciting duos in the league. Dell exploded onto the scene with 47 receptions, 75 targets, for 709 yards and 7 touchdowns. If he didn't get hurt in Week 13 against the Denver Broncos, there's a chance that Dell would have had 1,000 receiving yards. Meanwhile, Collins took a massive step forward in his career, which can be attributed to the play of C.J. Stroud. Collins had 80 receptions, 109 targets, for 1,297 yards, and 8 scores, which were career highs. Then when you add Stefon Diggs into the mix, it makes the Texans' offense much more explosive and tough to defend. Trevon Diggs and the Cowboys' defense will get a chance to fall off against Stefon and the Texans' offense this coming season, which will be fun to watch. Trevon and Stefon were supposed to play each other last season when Dallas made the trip to Buffalo. However, Trevon missed the entire 2023 campaign with a torn ACL. Mock draft has Cowboys picking elite burner to help Dak Prescott. The Dallas Cowboys offense is in a bit of a transition period. This is especially true at running back and along the offensive line, possibly emphasizing adding receivers during the NFL draft. Both in terms of adding to quarterback Dak Prescott's arsenal and as an insurance policy in case the Cowboys lose CeeDee Lamb, it wouldn't be surprising to see the Cowboys take a wide receiver early in this year's draft. In CBS Sports' April 3 mock draft projection, the Cowboys walk away from round 1 with University of Texas star receiver Xavier Worthy in tow. Why can't the Cowboys add a young, elite burner to the receiver group? Chris Trapasso writes for CBS Sports. Worthy staying in state would be fun for Dak Prescott. Worthy would add an element of explosiveness to Prescott's array of targets. Last season in Austin, Worthy caught 75 passes for 1,014 yards with 5 touchdowns while averaging 13.5 yards per reception as a focal point in the Longhorns' aerial attack. Pairing Worthy opposite Lamb presents a real possibility that the Cowboys would finish the 2024 season with one of the more dynamic receiving duos in the NFL. Xavier Worthy NFL Draft Scouting Report. After Worthy stole the show at the NFL Combine, his draft stock surged. He posted a record 4.21 second 40-yard dash, showing he has the speed to take the top off an opposing defense, something he frequently did during his collegiate career. Across 3 seasons at Texas, Worthy caught 197 passes for 2,755 yards and 26 touchdowns. Worthy will find separation if allowed to explore vertically or across the hashes against man coverage, NFL.com's Lance Zierlein wrote. But he lacks play strength and release quickness to defeat a quality NFL press. His quick strike potential adds an element of danger over the top and should open wider windows for teammates to work into. Meanwhile, Pro Football Focus points out that Worthy forced 13 missed tackles during the 2023 season while posting 234 deep yards. Adding to Worthy's allure is the fact that he has experience playing out wide, lining up on the perimeter for 294 snaps last season, and in the slot, where he lined up for 196 snaps. Jerry Jones opens up on possible CeeDee Lamb Cowboys extension. The Cowboys are allowing Prescott to play out the final year of his contract, but it sounds as though Lamb is a top organizational priority. During the NFL annual meeting in Orlando, Cowboys owner Jerry Jones opened up about the pitfalls of letting Lamb test free agency to find his true market value. "He's out there and he's more valuable than anybody else," Jones said, via the team's official website. "But that valuable To have to give up 4 or 5 players to have him, you have to get that reconciled. That's what I'm trying to say. It's a lot quicker and easier said than done. Lamb caught a career-high 135 passes for 1,749 yards and 12 touchdowns during a breakout 2023 campaign, cementing his status as one of the Cowboys' most vital offensive weapons. However, Jones sounds less than convinced that he'll be able to keep Lamb in a Cowboys uniform. Whoever has CD, and I hope it's us, they're going to use him, Jones said. You have to. You just have to get that kind of mileage out of him. What has he shown us? That he's capable of carrying that load. We've got to have focus. Cowboys missed opportunity. Derrick Henry opens up on snub. Derrick Henry wanted to put on a Dallas Cowboys uniform, but that interest wasn't reciprocated. Henry, who signed a 2-year contract worth just $16 million with the Baltimore Ravens, told The Pivot that the Cowboys never even called ahead of free agency beginning. They ain't holla at me at all, Henry told the Pivot podcast. It would have been crazy. I thought it had been some type of reach out, some type of talks or whatever. They never reached out, you know what I'm saying. I don't really know too much about their organization. All I know is what I hear. I was talking to my agent. They weren't really interested. It is what it is. Like I said earlier, I'm gonna be where I'm gonna be, and I feel like Baltimore was the perfect spot. The Ravens signing Henry might be the best scheme fit among running backs who changed area codes this offseason. However, adding a between-the-tackles bruiser and explosive runner such as Henry would have filled arguably the most glaring weakness on Dallas' roster. After passing on Henry, and the likes of free agent backs such as Saquon Barkley, DeAndre Swift, Josh Jacobs, and Aaron Jones, the Cowboys may need to prioritize investing in early round selection in the upcoming 2024 NFL Draft in a running back. I think we're having to make some tough decisions right now, Executive Vice President Stephen Jones told reporters during the NFL annual meeting. This is an organization that's been built on great backs, whether it's Tony Dorsett, Herschel Walker, Emmitt Smith, Ezekiel Elliott or Tony Pollard. We're big believers in backs. They bring a lot to the table. Unfortunately, we're at a point where we have to make some decisions in terms of where we allocate dollars. Mike McCarthy addresses Cowboys' running back need. Running back remains a position in a major state of flux for the Cowboys, after sitting out free agency at the position. Dallas' current stable of backs is unproven, which could prove problematic in what has the makings of a make-or-break season for Cowboys head coach Mike McCarthy. During the NFL annual meeting, McCarthy suggested that the Cowboys will look to add at the position during the upcoming draft, if not before. We're not done with that room by any means, whether it's a veteran or there is a draft pick, McCarthy told reporters. Signing Rico back was important. He was someone who was part of the 1-2 rotation last year, so we feel good about him. The Cowboys clearly are confident in Dowdle, but it's difficult to envision him being more than a piece of a larger backfield puzzle that's yet to be complete. How much cap space do the Cowboys have? Much of the Cowboys' strategy during free agency has been dictated by a lack of cap space. According to Spotrac, the Cowboys have just $6.24 million in cap space. Even as free agency turns a corner into its third wave, the Cowboys still have limited spending flexibility, which makes it difficult to live up to Jerry Jones' all-in proclamation for 2024, which the owner has since walked back.